Welcome to CNN's special presentation, From Passion to Portfolio. The business world in the 21st century is fast-paced, so we often lose sight of what we want to do versus what we need to do to make a good living. It takes passion to succeed in business, and we've met some truly passionate people in the last year who have taken something they like to do and turned it into a profitable venture. We'll introduce you to some of these exceptional people. The first person we want to introduce you to is in many ways very typical of the successful business professional. He seems involved in everything, always on the go, and always looking for the next opportunity.
As a graduate student at the University of Kansas in Lawrence, Jes Santaularia was bored and looking to invest $5,000 for his mother. It was the early 1970s. What is now the restored historic Eldridge Hotel was then an apartment complex and an open door.
They gave me an opportunity to buy into this building with no money down if I would run the restaurant.
Bob Moore was one of the principals who opened that door. 30 years later, he remains a mentor and investor.
He took a hold of it and he wrestled it. It was like the one-arm alligator wrestle, you know. He wrestled it to the ground and turned it into a profitable operation.
I opened the first disco in Lawrence, Kansas in 1976, and eventually, after being here for 3 or 4 years, I wore out, you know, and I was spending 100 hours a week here and decided I need to find something else to do with my time.
They sold the Eldridge, Jes Santaularia's share, $100,000. Seed money, he calls it, for his newfound love, real estate. One deal led to another for Jes, and he began slowly building up a portfolio. He also accumulated experience and certifications in accounting, real estate, and trading.
He's a guy that can develop a passion for what he's doing and pretty much does it full time. You know, that's what he does when he's into something.
That becomes evident when you meet Jes Santaularia, whether it's biking 25 miles a day with his son Charlie and other friends, or working on his next project.
This is the project in Topeka.
In 2006, Jes has his hands in a lot of pies. A 400-acre master plan community with a projected cost of up to $100 million.
Fire in the hole!
Then there's Bella Sarah, what promises to be Lawrence's most upscale residential development. The price tag? About $25 million.
PFG looks good. I mean, it's a little delta negative.
What gets most of his attention these days started out as a hobby, investing in commodities.
We're actually probably going to make a couple trades this morning because we want to reduce our volatility and reduce our risk. Effectively, what we're doing right now is we're going through each of those accounts to try to figure out where that account is positioned for where the market is today.
He and son Charlie are growing a hedge fund. Parrot Trading Partners, named after, you guessed it, the family parrot.
We started with a handful of investors with a few $100,000 2 years ago, and today we have a dozen or two investors, and we have $4 million in the hedge fund. In the near term, primarily, we want to continue to evaluate our strategy to make sure it stays profitable, and then as we're able to incrementally grow our hedge fund, we'd like to eventually see it grow to about $100 million.
Do you consider it successful at this point?
It absolutely is successful. We make our money when we perform well.
Parrot Trading Partners is returning on average 10% to its investors after expenses and fees. That was enough to get the attention of his largest investor to date, a convent. The plane keeps Jes and his son Charlie connected to Chicago and New York, the more traditional home to hedge funds.
The money's in Chicago and the money's in New York, but the life is in Lawrence, Kansas. And this is a great place to raise a family. I went to school here and graduated almost a little more than maybe 30 years ago, and it's a place I call home, and the quality of life in Lawrence, Kansas is fantastic.
Spend a day with Jes Santaularia and it quickly becomes obvious that he is a driven man.
I'm on it. Okay.
His son Charlie is in hot pursuit, polite, sharp, and just a couple of years out of college.
So you could be retired now?
I could be retired now, and when it stops being fun, I will be retired. There is a secret to financial wealth and financial freedom, and it's very simple. And I've taught it to my kids since they were very little, and it goes like this: a part of all I earn is mine to keep. What motivates me now is to help other people achieve their financial dreams.
The finer things in life. Who doesn't like to at least think about them every once in a while? We'd like you to meet two people who make a good living out of thinking about the finer life all the time.